just briefly. So yeah, I'm Marianne Shearer, and I am speaking to you about the 30-day detox, the introduction to it. The whole goal of all these programs that we do, 30 days, 100 days, our nutrition courses online for people who want to study and actually help other people or help their families more seriously. And if you never want to be scared of having a virus or the next virus that's going to come out of Asia, because all the scary ones come out of Asia. They always have Hong Kong, Asian flu, Beijing flu. There have been some pretty scary ones in the past. Um, but when they start talking about swine flu, that's when we get really, really scared, don't we? The whole goal and the whole aim of these programs is, yes, to help if you want to lose weight quickly and to detox and all of the rest. But really, from my point of view, is to help you get your body to a point where it can repair itself. Because the body repairs itself so much better than anything else. You think of all the money we've spent, and I'd like you to just consciously start thinking about all the money you've spent, just say in the last 5 to 10 years, on health issues. Let's just say you've had some aching knees or some aching joints or some. I was speaking to somebody the other day. They've been having some back problems. So they went to the chiropractor once or twice a month. That's like 1,500 Rand. And then they went for massages, and that was one massage a week at 6 or 7, I think it was 700 Rand for an hour and a half. So that's another 2,800 Rand. So we've got 2,800 Rand plus 1,500. Who's going to add that up? 4,300 Rand. And then they were spending 2,500 Rand on supplements. So it's 4,300 plus 2.5. That makes it 6,800 Rand. Okay, that's like close to 7 grand a month. Okay, for something irritating like a back problem. And here's the issue. I know Mark and I used to get back problems all the time, and we were taking all kinds of things and going to the chiropractor and having massages. And then we took dairy products out of our diet, which cost us nothing, saved us money. And our backs just clicked into place, and we've never had back problems again, unless Mark's fallen off his motorbike in a competition, for example. Then he'll go to the chiropractor just to get like a readjustment. But you think of the amount of money that you've spent in the last 4 to 5 years. I'd like you to just pop it in that chat box. Just think about it while I'm talking. What have you spent on massages and on lymphatic drainage and on physiotherapy and on supplements and on anything that you think, doctor's appointments, specialist appointments? I was talking to a mom this morning, and she was telling me that I had helped her with a daughter who had a skin condition. And I said, look, it looks like you need to remove gluten and put some essential fatty acids. So put omega in the diet, and which she promptly did. And within 2 weeks, it completely cleared up. She'd been going to see skin specialists, doctors, getting all kinds of creams, fungal things for 9 months. It added up to like 20 odd thousand Rand that she'd spent on trying to find out what, and nothing helped. Changed her diet, just a little tweak like that, and it cleared up. And so we've seen that on this 30-day detox. We've seen people who've had tremendous problems. They've had ribs removed. They've had gone to this specialist and that specialist. They've done all kinds of things. One of the people that I worked out, she'd had the problem for 4 years, her health issues, and gone from specialists to doctors to physicians to this to that, the next thing, all added up. She spent somewhere, I added it up, the medical aid or her, or a combination of both, spent in the region of about 500,000 Rand. And 10 days into this 30-day detox, all her problems literally cleared up. Like 80% of the problems, the swelling was gone, the pain was gone. And she was actually able to walk for the first time in years. 900 meters after 10 days. And then like a couple of days later, she was doing 1.2 kilometers. And a week or two later, she was doing 2.2 kilometers a day. And this is not a young woman. She's a retired, an older woman. So it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter whether you're a woman or a man or a child. What this program does is actually resets your health. It just gives you this kickstart. And if you're trying to lose weight, a lot of people do lose weight. Some people can tell their testimonies. Leanne, I'd love you to give your testimony later on. But really, in the preparation for this, I looked at, who is this program for? Well, what is it about? I've just told you what it's about. It's about resetting your body, helping your body, getting it to a place where it can repair itself, because you're giving it a break. You're giving it a break from things that are acid forming. You're giving it a break from things that are that are toxic with additives, preservatives, refined sugar, caffeine. You're just giving your kidneys a break. You're giving your bladder a break. You're giving your liver a break. You're giving everything a break. And what happens is your body just like resets itself. This is a drastic program. If you're looking for something that is not so drastic, next week, Wednesday, we're doing the launch of the next 100 Days to Health. And that's for people that want to make slow, careful changes over a longer period of time. They've got small children and they don't want to rock the boat in their home. We had last night, we had on Monday night, we had the 30-day detox group. And there were two men that were really unhappy, two husbands. I'm hungry. I just want real food. And some of them were detoxing quite badly. So if your husband's motivated, that's great. Do the program together. If the wives are motivated, do it together. If you've got teenage kids that want to jump in and do it with you, that's great. But if you've got a family where you feel you're going to be dragging them along and they're going to be complaining, 100 days is the way to go. It's slower. Nobody really notices the change. There's little tweaks every week. You do learn a lot on it, but it is a slow program. So come on next. If you're not sure which program you're going on, come on next Wednesday and you can decide which one. You may decide you're doing the 30 days and your family are going to go on the 100 days. And that's actually quite a nice thing to do as well. But either way, this gets you to a place where it resets your health, gives you a kick in the butt, this particular program, and helps you take control of your health again. And I know several people who've done the 30 days and they just keep repeating it because they want to keep losing weight. They want to get healthy because the last 20 days of the program is actually the way Mark and I eat normally. Right now, we're on a totally raw food diet, which is ideally where you should be from day 3 to day 9. Day 3 to 9 is ideal to be on a totally raw food diet, but not everybody can manage that. So we do allow some steamed veggies. And if you're an athlete, you can have some cooked carbohydrates. You can have some snacks in between. But ideally, if you want to do this and really detoxify and lose weight, day 3 to day 9, you are on a raw food diet. That's the ideal thing. And what makes it easy is that the first 2 days, the really tough days, you're basically in a semi-fasted state. You're having your barley life, you're having your just carrots, you're having your ready beets, you're having all these wonderful things, herbal fiber blend. I'll tell you some more about them now. And as you go through the program, you're actually cleaning out your colon. That's what the herbal fiber blend does. Gets rid of all the old fecal matter, which can be quite traumatic when you take couple of capsules and the next thing there's like you don't get diarrhea. It's not a laxative. It just takes all that old fecal matter that's clinging to the walls of your intestines in those little finger-like protrusions that wave around. There's all these nooks and crannies they can get stuck in. And when doctors have done autopsies, they've found the average person has between 1 and 10 kilograms of old fecal matter. So very often the first 1 to 10 kilograms can be old fecal matter that you're actually losing. So you take those 3 or 4 capsules a day, 3 capsules twice a day, I think it is. And then I might be mistaken there, but you'll have to look at your book when you get it. What it does is it actually pulls away the old fecal matter. And so you take a couple of capsules and then you go to the toilet 5 or 6 times and you think, oh my word, I've just got rid of 3 kilograms of something. What the hell was that? And that's not abnormal. It happens. Not everybody reacts like that, but some people do. It also helps to correct diarrhea, herbal fiber blend. So it's not a laxative. It's a combination of herbs that actually just clean out the colon, detoxify the colon so you can absorb all the wonderful nutrients you're going to be getting, okay? So those first 2 days you're having, the only thing you're eating that you would recognize as food, other than the juice, the dried juice powders you're having, is your smoothies. And the smoothies are going to be, you're going to have at lunchtime. So you're basically skipping breakfast, you're having lunch, which is a smoothie, and then you're skipping supper. And the next day you're skipping breakfast, but you're having these juices in place of the meal. So it's not like you're eating nothing. You're having your barley life, which helps to correct and helps your immune system to function efficiently. It's loaded with superoxide dismutase, which is a very powerful antioxidant detoxification and healing process on the body. It also helps to correct the hormonal system known as the endocrine system. And that system is the system that controls everything in your body. It controls your immune function. It controls your body weight, your appetite, your muscle tone. It controls your skin, your hair, your nails, your liver function, your heart function, your kidney function. Strength, your sleep, your energy, all of that is controlled. Everything is controlled by the endocrine system. Another word for it is the hormonal system. And what the endocrine system It's made up of all these different glands in the body, the pituitary gland in your brain, your thyroid gland, which is over here, your adrenal glands on top of the kidneys, the ovaries and the testes, the parietal cells in the stomach that secrete hydrochloric acid. So all these glands are made up. They're actually, basically what they do is they produce hormones, which are chemical messengers that go around the body. They make chemical reactions take place, and that's what makes your body work properly. In my opinion, the endocrine system is the most important system in the body because it actually helps your brain and central nervous system work properly as well. It's connected in the brain to the brain and central nervous system. And so the barley life and the omega together help that hormonal system to work properly. So people found that even if they were having hot flushes or menopausal problems or they had no libido, suddenly their libido is working properly. So yes, it helps the reproductive system, but it also helps to lower blood pressure. It helps to lower blood sugar and stabilize it. It doesn't make it drop too low, it stabilizes it. It also helps your adrenal gland to produce natural antihistamine so that if you might be getting allergies and pollen, suddenly it clears up and you think, what am I doing that it's suddenly clearing up? Besides the antioxidants, you're getting the essential fatty acids from the omega, which helps that endocrine system work properly together with the barley life. I choose the barley life because of the way it's grown. It's grown in up to 15 centimeters and then it's cut only at night, and the harvesting machine goes into the field, and as it cuts the grass it's extracting the juice and chilling it. There's no other company that does that. And in that extracted form they take it to it's chilled, they air dry it at room temperature, and then you get this beautiful green powder. A lot of other products have got alfalfa in it, and they've got spirulina, and they've got broccoli sprouts, and rocket or arugula, and they've got all these other green things. But barley life's the most nutritious of barley grass juice. Is the most nutritious of all the green juices. There's nothing that competes with its nutritional levels. And if you want to read a really good book on it, it was written by a Japanese guy called Yoshida Hagiwara, who was a scientist, worked for a large pharmaceutical company in Japan, and he suffered from mercury poisoning from years and years of working in the pharmaceutical industry. And the only thing he knew that could neutralize mercury was chlorophyll. So he tested the chlorophyll in all the green foods he could find. The highest levels were in barley grass. Then he tested things like iron level, calcium level. He tested things like superoxide dismutase, the powerful antioxidant. It was in the barley. And so one of the things that I tell you to do is to stop all your supplements you're taking, because really you should only be really juicing. If you're taking vitamin C, it's the safest of all the tablet supplements to take, man-made supplements where they've gone and made it in a laboratory and they label it. And the side effects of taking vitamin C is gout, arthritis, kidney stones, stomach ulcers, and osteoporosis. That's the safest one to take. If you take normal supplements with vitamins and minerals in it, your kidneys can't process it efficiently because it's in the wrong form. It's not attached to a carbon molecule, okay? So a carbon molecule, if the vitamin C was like this, in an orange or a pineapple or a tomato or a red pepper or a guava, you've got a carbon molecule. Any raw fruit or vegetable's got vitamin C in it. So you've got this carbon molecule. Like that, you can use 100%. If you take it in a tablet, the carbon molecule's fallen away because it's been processed, and you've got it in an inorganic structure. And in that form, you can only use 4 to 10%. So out of every rand you spend, 90 to 96% of that is ending up in the toilet. You're straining your digestive tract. You could get stomach ulcers. You're straining your kidneys. You could get kidney stones. You could end up with inflammatory conditions because of the way the supplements are put together. And of course, every supplement company will tell you their product's better than anybody else's. Now, if you had the time and the inclination to grow your own barley grass, you probably have to grow, I know for our family, because there's a lot of us, we'd have to grow about 20 kilograms of barley grass juice every single day and juice it every morning. And that we'd have to probably have our own little farm to do that. And then I'd have to grow a ton of carrots to grow all of them um, organically, and beetroot as well. And I don't mind juicing stuff, but when it comes to green leaves, that's very difficult to get the juice out of it. You need a centrifugal juicer, and it's a very expensive juicer. And also when it comes to juicing beets, oh my word, what a mess in the juice extractor, and everything in the kitchen gets covered in this bloody color. So I use the dried, and I recommend on the program the dried beet juice, the dried carrot juice, and the dried barley grass juice. Barley grass, I've explained, it's for the endocrine system. It's also got one of the highest levels of calcium out of your green vegetables. It's 22 times more usable calcium than what you would find in cow's milk. It doesn't cause mucus problems like cow's milk does. It doesn't contribute to things like sinusitis, tonsillitis, ear infections, and any other excess mucus in your body. Your carrot juice is for all your mucous membranes. When you start to detoxify, you start to cough. You can cough stuff up, and the stuff you cough up can be really ugly in color. It can go from dark brown to green to bright yellow, or it could be clear. But it's good that it comes out. But with the carrot juice is to actually help stop the inflammation in your mouth, your lungs, any part of your body. So it really helps with inflammation, and we know that beta carotene is one of the most powerful antioxidants as well. And then the beets, beetroot is an amazing, amazing vegetable. I've always hated it. My whole life I hated it until I started studying it and seeing what it did. It's very, very high in natural iron, of course, but it contains high levels of natural nitrates. And nitrates, when they come into our bodies in food, all food contains it. The darker the pigment color, usually the higher the nitrate content. But there is no fruit or vegetable to compete with beets when it comes to nitrates. And nitrates are converted in the body, in your saliva. That's why you must never have things like peppermint toothpaste. Anything like toothpaste or peppermints will stop your body converting the nitrates in the beetroot to nitric oxide. And nitric oxide is like turbo boosting your cells. It's not doing anything to your blood sugar. It's not doing anything. In fact, what it does is it lowers your blood pressure. So if you have high blood pressure, if you've got low blood pressure, it doesn't lower it. It only lowers it if your blood pressure is high. I've seen blood pressure go down in 20 minutes of people drinking a glass of carrot juice. Oh, not carrot, beet juice. And so what the beets do with this nitric oxide is it actually increases your energy at cellular level. And it does the most amazing thing. So one of the other products I recommend that you take is called Peak Endurance. So it's an optional product, but it's fantastic when you're doing those fasting days because you may feel a bit flat. You take the beets and the Peak Endurance, and it increases the ATP. So now you've increased the nitric oxide and you've increased the ATP, and that increases energy levels in the cells dramatically. And all the trillions of cells in your body, they all get more energy. More energy in cells means the body can repair itself quicker. And so we're drinking the beet juice, and you're drinking, if you have the peak endurance, but the beet juice, if you're going to do that, it's increasing energy in your cells. Peak endurance just pushes that energy up even more. And it's not blood sugar energy. So it's not energy that goes up and down. It's in the cells. So you feel the surge of strength and endurance, and like you can just go, and you wake up in the morning and you're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. So it really, really helps you on those 2 fasting days, and it helps for the rest of the time as well to speed up the repair process. Now, some people say, no, I don't want to take any of the products and blah, blah, blah. If you don't take the products, then you need to basically pay for the program. Laura and whoever introduced you to the program will tell you that you need to then pay for the program. The program's free if you purchase the products through your facilitator, the person that invited you tonight, okay? But you simply don't see the results. You do not see the results that we see without the products. We don't see people really struggle on those 2 fasting days without them. The healing process is not as efficient and as effective without the products. We see supernatural healing with people. Literally, like I said, the one woman who had her rib removed and had surgery and had spent all this money, and literally within 10 days, there was this enormous difference. That's what we see on this program. Very quick results. Energy levels are bad for the first week. Usually by the time you get the first 9 days are tough because you've got the 2 days of semi-fasting, then you've got the 7 days of raw food. And I said, if you really struggle with that, you can take the recipes that have some cooked and steamed veggies in it. You can do that. And you can eat some of the snacks from the day 20 to day 30. But it's best to stay on totally raw. And that's where you just really turbo boost the body and get the weight moving. And the day 20 to day 30, you eat like Mark and I all the time, which has 1 to 2 smoothies a day. Or you can have 1 smoothie and a vegetable meal with salads and avocados, and you can have baked potatoes, and you can have butternut and sweet potato, and you can have wonderful snacks like carob and cashew fudge and energy balls and energy bars, flax crackers, all the natural raw snacks that we make. And some of them are the things like if you're feeling like chips, then you'll eat the dried tomatoes that have got herb salt or chili salt on them, and you eat that as a chip. It's kind of crunchy. If you don't like the crunchiness of it, you just leave the packet open for a couple of days and they go soft. So there's lots of exciting snacks and things. It's a whole wonderful journey. You see incredible results. People have asked me, should anybody not do the program? And I'd say yes. Don't do the program if you're scared. If you're scared of doing a semi-fast and basically not eating other than a smoothie on the first 2 days, and you mentally struggle with the fact of not eating, go straight to the 100 days and join us next week, okay? If you're on medication and you're nervous to allow your body to detox, then go straight to the 100 days, because it's a much slower program. And as you go along and your health increases, you've got 100 days to allow your body to adjust. Most people find at the end of the 100 days, most people are off medication. On the 30-day detox, I'd never tell you to go off medication, but you will find if your blood pressure normalizes, it doesn't make any point to keep taking blood pressure medication if it's just normalizing on its own, especially with the beets in it. It can happen. So you need to make sure you're testing. I would test your blood pressure on a weekly basis, because it doesn't make sense you taking medication to lower it even more when it's reached its normal level, which is 120 over 80 for most people. So it doesn't make sense to keep pushing it down with the medication if the beets have brought it down there and the raw and the detox has brought it there. So then you go back to your doctor and you say, my blood pressure's like, change my diet, my blood pressure's gone down. If your doctor panics and says stop eating the food and go back on your medication, find yourself a new doctor, because a real doctor, a good doctor that wants you well, will say, fantastic, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. I remember my mother-in-law, her doctor said, Iris, I don't care what you're doing. I've never seen you in such peak condition. She was off her diabetic medication. The doctor took her off. She was off her blood pressure medication. Blood pressure medication, when you come off that, your diabetes usually goes away anyway, because one of the side effects of blood pressure meds is diabetes. She was off her anti-nauseating tablets, off her sleeping tablets. She was on 11 different drugs, and the doctor took her off everything. She said, you don't need any of this. I've never seen anybody recover this well, basically from doing this type of program. Um, Sadly to say, after she'd gone on to the program and got so well, 6 months down the line, she decided she felt deprived and went back to her old diet. And she was being deprived of all the medication and all the symptoms, and they all came back again. All those symptoms came back on her old diet. And unfortunately, she passed away at the age of 69 on 11 different kinds of drugs at that point in time. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just saying there's a way to live where your body can repair itself, and where eventually you're able to come off the medication with your doctor's help. If you've got a great doctor you can work with him, tell him what you're doing, and saying, I want you to monitor me. I'm going to come and have my blood tested, or I'm going to go to Clicks and get it tested, or I'm going to test this, or I'm going to make sure that you are working with your doctor, okay? So if you in any meds, that's the best route to go. If you're on painkillers because you get headaches, you don't need to live on painkillers. You can take Composure, which is one of the products that we recommend. Composure calms the whole body down. It calms down inflammation. So initially you might have a little bit of an inflammatory response to something coming out of the body. Composure calms that down. When caffeine starts to come out of the body, your head starts to buzz at night, you take Composure, it calms your brain down. It doesn't make it impossible to drive. There's no side effects, that you can't operate heavy machinery or drive a car like you would normally with anti-anxiety meds. Composure is safe for anybody from small kids to elderly people. My mother takes 2 Composure every night to help her sleep through the night. She takes it if she has a little panic attack. Sometimes she just feels panicky because she suddenly realizes she's getting old, um, and she's worrying about her future. And then as she starts to panic, then I get her breathing, and she says, give me 2 Composure. I need Composure. And it calms her down. 15 minutes, she's calmed down with the breathing exercises. It often speeds it up as well. So there are some other products I recommend. One of them is cranberry, in case you're prone to bladder infections. Cranberry is dried cranberry juice. That's all it is. And we know that cranberry juice helps correct urinary tract infections and bladder infections. And some people can have a flare-up of it as all these toxins start to come out through the bladder, and you get this burning urine. You take the cranberry. So if you're prone to it or you're nervous about having, it doesn't happen to everybody, but it's probably 25 to 30% of people can get what they think is a bladder infection. The worst thing you can do in that situation is go and take an antibiotic. Cranberry juice is the best thing, and a cranberry is dried cranberry juice. That's all it is, and it sorts it out. Um, Somebody recently put their mom onto the cranberry juice. Was it you, Laura? Was it Laura? She can tell us. Her mom, and
Yes.
literally within, how quickly did she recover?
Well, I took it. I had a UTI about 2 weeks ago, and it was quite bad. And I within 2 days I saw a difference. I had a friend that was pregnant with twins, high risk pregnancy, on her back in hospital. Her doctor agreed, put her on it, same thing. And yeah, now my mom as well. So it works very quick. And I even, my doctor wanted to give me an antibiotic, and I said no. He laughed. He knows that doesn't work with me. So I showed him the cranberry, and he looked at it and he's like, it's got my approval 100%.
It's a good doctor. Hold on to him. Okay. Um, there are a couple of other products. If you've have a problem with body odor or water retention or cellulite, I encourage you to order the herbal release. There's some products that are optional. Cranberry and the herbal release are optional, and the peak endurance, I think it is. I've already mentioned that's the one that increases the ATP. The herbal release helps to clean out the lymphatic system. When the lymphatic system is clogged, you'll have body odor, you'll retain water, you'll have lumpiness to your flesh, you might have quite a bit of cellulite, and so the herbal release cleans out your lymphatic system. Your lymphatic system is like blood vessels, except there's no blood in them. They're all over the body, and they've got these little lymph nodes all over the place. And exercise, which is one of the things you've got to do on the program, exercise makes those little glands kind of pump and move the fluid through there more efficiently. Things that clog it is lack of exercise, animal fats, heated fats, any animal fat, about any animal fat from anything, whether you've just eaten fish and the oil in there will do it. It could be chicken, it could be any animal fats, cheese, yogurt, milk, all of that will clog that lymphatic system. So it's a common thing when you take herbal release that you can, after a couple of days of taking it, you're suddenly like overwhelmed with body odor. You'll only really smell it badly if you're not using your deodorant. And it's not a bad idea to try and not use deodorant. The safest deodorant to use is one that we stock. We have it made for us. It's actually a deodorant cream. It doesn't block the lymphatic system. It allows you to sweat, but it neutralizes the smell of anything coming out of your armpits, okay? It's not good to take an antiperspirant because that blocks the lymphatic system. And when the lymphatic system is blocked and clogged, you can get a lymphatic cancer. And that's not a good cancer to have because the cancer cells travel around the body pretty quickly. It's not an easy one to treat. So it's a good idea to herbal release is a good thing to take at least once a year to clean out the lymphatic system if you're eating animal products especially. So it's not a bad product to be taking. In fact, it's a great product to be taking. Laura, what other products? I haven't got my document here. Let me go onto the document and then I'll tell you what else.
The Pro
Got,
Peas.
got Oh, ProPeas. ProPeas contains 80 to 90% plant protein from peas. It doesn't look like peas. It's a kind of a creamy white color. It's sweetened with stevia and it contains French vanilla. It's an expensive vanilla. It's a natural vanilla. And what you do is you use that in your smoothie, which makes it taste like a milkshake. It's only got those three ingredients in it, but it gives you extra protein in case you're worried about it. Your smoothie does contain nuts or seeds. If you're allergic to nuts, then you can use the sunflower seeds and the pumpkin seeds, or you could use a bit of tahini if you really struggle with the other two, but they don't have a strong flavor in a smoothie. And then you put the ProPeas, a scoop of that in for everybody, and that helps to satisfy you on those first 2 days, especially the first 9 days. Actually, the pro peas kind of fill you a lot more, and you feel it's so nice after those first 2 days to start chewing. Everybody's like, I'm chewing again, because you don't chew at all, you're just drinking these juices, and there's this great satisfaction of being able to chew. I'm just going to go to my data sheets with all the information on it there. Let me just have a look. There we go. Right. Oh, I've got to talk to you about detoxification. Okay. So, right. So it's going to help you to take control of your health in 30 days. It's going to help you to lose weight if needed. You will lose weight even if you don't need it. It is a side effect because you will lose old fecal matter and you will lose water, water retention. So usually in the first 10 days, 3 to 10 days, you're going to lose old fecal matter and you're going to lose water retention. And that can be 3 to 5 kilograms max for that stuff, unless you've got 10 kilograms, then it could be. And you'll know because it'll just keep coming out and coming out. So it helps you to lose weight if needed, and it helps you to restore your health, basically. It's for anyone who wants a fast start to health and weight loss. Some people don't want to do the 100 days because it's too slow for them. They want to see something quickly. They want quick results. Usually the A-type personalities, I want to do it and I want to do it now and I want to get it over and done with. And it's also a program that helps you to recover from stressful eating and living habits. You know, if you're drinking a lot of coffee and you know you're not eating well, and you're living on bread and chips and coffee and stuff that you know is not great for you, okay? What it does is just breaks that whole thing. It just breaks it right now, and it gets, you got 21 days that you get over most habits. Some people feel you need 60 days, but honestly, by the time you've completed this program, you're not going to crave coffee. I've had people say, I never thought I'd give up coffee. And the reason I just encourage you to not have any coffee on the program is that the liver is just not going to clean your body out efficiently if it's having to deal with coffee coming in. What caffeine does is it locks into your nerve receptor cells. The caffeine locks in there. Now, normally what's supposed to lock into those receptor cells is something called adenosine, which we make from natural foods, from tryptophan, which you find in bananas and it's in potatoes. And so the adenosine calms your central nervous system down and keeps your head calm. And that you'll find you're a lot calmer after those even the first 5 days. You start feeling a lot calmer and more clear-headed. So adenosine calms the central nervous system. Caffeine, on the other hand, locks into the space where the receptors, where the adenosine should go, and instead of calming the central nervous system down, makes it fire very rapidly. So you feel alert and you feel like you're focused. But in fact, all you're doing is stressing out your heart and central nervous system because you're making your heart, caffeine makes your heart beat faster. It's the number one cause of anxiety and panic attacks. And it is, and you can have a heart attack from it. And that's the reason they tell athletes not to use supplements that contain caffeine to help them perform faster, because it puts so much stress on the heart they can actually have an exercise induced heart attack, but it's because of the caffeine. So things like Red Bull and all these energy drinks that are high in caffeine, doesn't matter whether it's normal tea, green tea, coffee, it all contains caffeine. Chocolates, cocoa, all contain it. So going on this program helps you to break that habit. Unfortunately, there's side effects to that. The most common side effects of stopping caffeine is headaches. These detox symptoms last for anything from 3 to 5 days, and they may flare up later on. That's not usually caffeine. Caffeine's the worst. You can feel terrible headaches. That's when you take the composure, okay? You just keep taking them, as many as you need. There's no limit on them. I've taken 4 every 1 to 2 hours when I had shingles from a spider bite, and I finished a bottle in a day, and I lived to tell the tale. I've had my mother on it. I can have my grandkids on it. It's completely safe to take, okay? So headaches is the one, nausea, insomnia. You won't be able to sleep as the caffeine's coming out for 3 to 5 days. 1 to 5 days, I should say. Some people have no symptoms of caffeine withdrawal, and we hate them because when you go through these symptoms, they're terrible: headaches, nausea, insomnia, and irritability. So tell your family, I am going to be irritable. If you and your husband are doing it together, look at each other and say, we are going to be irritable with each other. This is not grounds for divorce. We will not get divorced on the 30-day detox. In fact, what will happen is you'll want to get divorced in the first week or two maximum. And after that, you'll fall madly in love because your libido improves, everything improves, your body shape improves, your eyes start shining, your skin starts glowing, and you fall in love with each other all over again. So please hang in there. No divorces, okay? No violence, no divorces. All right, let me see. Some of the other symptoms that you have is you can have general aches and pains. Your muscles can ache. People will think they're getting COVID because they get flu-like symptoms. It's your lungs clean out. You can cough up a lot of mucus. You can have mucus coming out of your sinuses. Somebody actually blew their nose and they said it's like I've got tubes of dried mucus that came out. And it looks like macaroni. It's quite disgusting. And it feels weird. I know I had it when I stopped dairy products and did a detox. You blow that stuff out. It's the strangest feeling. You think it's actually frightening. You think your brains are coming out. It's just hardened, dried mucus that's dried in your sinus passages. And it's got a little bit of a hole in the middle for enable you to breathe, but it comes out with some people. Some people just cough up lumps of mucus. You can have body odor and strange tastes in your mouth. Your digestive tract can be quite uncomfortable. You can have back pain in your kidney area. That's your kidneys working hard to get rid of stuff, and extreme tiredness and irritability, as I said. These are just some of the symptoms. There are some others. Some people get some rashes. Some people get like funny tingling feelings in strange parts of their bodies. All of this is detox. Do not panic. Do not go and take medicine for it. But do work with your local doctor. If you've got a health issue, tell him that you're going on a program that is lots of fruit and vegetables for 30 days, and let him know about it. And then he can advise you and say to you, well, I'll monitor you. I just say to him, I want you to monitor. If he says to you it's dangerous, you're going to die, say, thank you very much. I'll find a doctor that'll work with me, because fruit and vegetables will never kill you, ever. They help you to live a better quality of life. And all the science is there. So much so that the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine sued the American government in 2009, because all the research has shown that people that eat the most plant food have got the lowest levels of heart disease, cancer, diabetes. We're talking about whole food plant-based, okay? Not plant-based junk food. I mean, you could live on soya pasta and vegan burgers and white bread, and Coca-Cola and coffee and tea, and it's all vegan. But we're talking about whole food plant-based diets. Studies have been sent to the United States from 1985 all the way up to 2009. They did nothing to tell people that you could reduce your risk of heart disease, cancer, diabetes on all levels, arthritis, kidney stones, all these things. They did nothing. So they sued them in 2009, and in 2013 they won the court case, went on forever. You can join the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine and contribute to them to help them do things like that. Right now, they're being the United States government. They're just instigating another lawsuit for sue them because the research has been sent to them for years. They have storerooms full of the research documents. Now it's all in computers, but in the old days they had rooms full of the documents. So the first one proved that eating more plant food would protect you from degenerative diseases, westernized diseases, and now they've proven with dozens and dozens of studies over the last 30 odd years that people that consume the most dairy products, women are more likely to get breast cancer. There's a much greater chance of having breast cancer if you're consuming dairy products, that's milk, cheese, and yogurt, and much greater chance of having prostate problems or prostate cancer if you're consuming dairy products. So they won the first one, and they got the United States government to change the food group from that food pyramid. Some of you can remember the food pyramid. At the bottom was grains, because it was sponsored and paid for by the Kellogg's Food Company. I'm not kidding, okay? The actual food charts, I heard that it was, I read that it was sponsored, and then when I got the food charts, it said at the bottom of it, sponsored by the Kellogg's Food Company. They actually admitted it. Small print at the bottom. Most people never even saw it on the charts. And so they changed it to the power plate. Divide your plate in four. A quarter of what you eat every day should be fruits. A quarter should be vegetables. A quarter should be whole grains, not white bread, whole wheat. And a quarter should be, they said legumes, but the United States government said protein. So, but you should be consuming nuts and seeds, legumes, and not more than this amount of animal protein, not more than every second day. Those are things we can talk about after you've done the 30-day detox. You don't have to become a vegan or a vegetarian. That's not the idea. The idea is to give your body this kickstart, get you cleaned out, get you glowing with health, and you do. Everybody will say to you, that's the single biggest comment that I've had from people is, people are asking me, what am I doing because I'm looking so different? Your skin texture evens out. I'm telling you, everybody becomes beautiful on this program. You can have like lumpiness and uneven textured skin. The end of it, like your face is glowing because you're full of beta carotene, your eyes are sparkling, you've lost some weight, everything just looks better. All right, so where are we? Extreme common detox are very good. It shows that your body's capable of cleaning and repairing itself. Do not panic with detox. Your body has to repair itself, and this is what you want. You want your body to clean up. This is a detox program, so you want to have these aches and pains. If you feel like you need a massage, go and book yourself for a massage. Give each other a massage if you have to. As long as you're not irritable with each other and you hurting each other, like, I'll get back at you for this. Um, so no violent massages and no divorces, okay? The program provides weekly support on Zoom, and we do this. The 30-day detox meeting is on Monday nights from 7:30 to 8:30. There's different people from different groups in there. Some people are on week 1, some are week 2, but it's your opportunity to ask us questions. I'm usually there to answer them, but there may be an occasion where I get one of our natural health consultants like Samantha Crane or Michelle Pearson to come and actually answer the questions. I know Laura at this point, she's busy studying, but she's very capable of answering the questions. So there might be that. But at this point, I'm involved in answering the questions. Um, your facilitator, the person that introduced you to the program, I recommend that they start a WhatsApp group with their group of people. So Laura was telling me her group, she's got 30 people and another 15 that couldn't make it, and a whole lot of people that they're busy working with. So they've got quite a big group, and they're various facilitators. A facilitator is somebody who's done the 30-day program, benefited from it, and is inviting other people. So what they do is they start the WhatsApp group. So once you've done it, you can facilitate and bring people, and then you basically just encouraging them. You can say, no, I went through those headaches from the caffeine, it's bad. But if you're not sure about it, you just WhatsApp me, or you get hold of Claudia at info@naturalway.co.za, and between Claudia and I, we will help you, because Claudia's not only done our nutrition course, she's been working with it. She's our administrator for all our nutrition courses, the ones where you become a natural health consultant, and she is a qualified dietitian as well. So you can follow on with 100 Days to Health. That'll give you a broader perspective and program for life. You learn a lot on the 100 Days to Health. You really do. Huge amount about your body. So it's a great program, and you get over 100 recipes. You get a lot of recipes on this program. We've expanded the recipes. You used to get quite a few. Now you're getting a lot more. So you're getting a much bigger selection of recipes as well. Um, so the recipes will give you things like cottage pie made with vegetables that taste like meat. People swear, they say there's definitely meat in here, but there isn't, okay? So you're going to detox, but this is the beginning. This is not the end of it. This is the beginning of your body healing and repairing yourself. So it would be a bit silly to go back to the way you were eating, because you've done all this wonderful good to the body. I know a woman who used to do this. When we lived in Durban, she was the wife of the hairdresser that was in the shopping center near where we lived. And once a year, she would go to the spa for 6 weeks, and she would detox and come back looking like stunning, skin glowing. She'd be just on juices. She would have lost like 10 or 12 kilograms, looking amazing, looking 20 years younger. And then as the year progressed, she would just go back to her old way of eating. So for like 10 and a half months of the year, she would just eat whatever, and she would just get bigger and bigger and bigger. But the interesting thing is that each year she went, she didn't lose as much as the previous year, because her body was just like, you can't do this to me. You can't just spend 6 weeks trying to sort me out and go and eat whatever you want to for the rest of the time. Um, and that's not a smart thing to do, because you're straining your kidneys, you strain your digestive tract, you strain your heart, you strain your liver, your lungs. So this is a great thing to kickstart you. And the great thing about the 100 Days to Health is that it offers you a program to follow for life. Now, if you get to say day 20 to day 30 is the way Mark and I have been eating for the last 30 years. 12 years ago, we became completely vegan and gluten-free, because we found that the gluten was affecting our joints, and the dairy products that we had on odd occasion. We weren't eating a lot of gluten. It was occasionally, and it would hurt our knees and our elbows. And the dairy products definitely gave me hot flushes. That was a big thing for me. Hot flushes. I couldn't sleep at night. It wasn't bad menopausal symptoms. They were very mild, but they were unpleasant, and I didn't want to go through that. And it was worth stopping the dairy for it. Mark stopped the dairy, and the pain in his knees went away. And his back pain stopped. He always had back pain. So for us, there was no dairy. And a lot of you are going to find this on this. You don't need dairy products. In fact, as I said, we now know that they're detrimental to our health. Dr. Colin Campbell, in his book, The China Study, said when he first brought it out about 12 years ago, the book came out, he said in the future, people are going to be suing the dairy industry like they sued the cigarette industry when they found out that cigarettes caused cancer. Because the dairy industry knows about the research that shows that it promotes breast cancer and prostate cancer, and that it causes ear infections, tonsillitis, allergic rhinitis, the runny noses, the sinusitis, all of that excess mucus that causes burning and unpleasant pain and feelings. They know it. But it's such a big industry. It never used to be. It was after the Second World War that it really, really grew. First World War, they started shipping off milk, dried powdered milk to soldiers in their food packs. And by the time the Second World War came, we were drinking liters of baby calves' milk from their mothers. It's supposed to be for cows. It makes cows grow really big very fast. They grow fully grown in 18 months to like weigh half a ton. So if you have dairy products, it's probably going to help you put on a lot of weight. And I know all my cellulite went when I stopped the dairy. But the 30 days is just about the 30 days, but I want to encourage you to carry on eating properly, okay? So your body will rebuild. How can you get going? You basically get hold of your facilitator and tell them, I'm in, I'm on, I want to do this. You need to order your products. Laura can share a little bit more with us about the products if she's got time after I've answered some questions. You need to order the products. You've got from now until the 2nd of November to get your order in and get your products and get going. You're going to need it for those first 2 days. If your products haven't arrived, I would suggest you delay those first 2 days because you really need them for those first 2 days. Otherwise, you're really going to feel like you're starving. Your facilitator is the person that told you about the meeting, brought you to it. They'll tell you how to order the products. If you're not sure and you don't have a facilitator, you get a hold of Claudia, okay? You then, all right. So that's basically it. I've gone through all the products. Let me check and see what questions you've got. Let me just go back to Zoom, back to the big picture, and back to the chat. Right. Rachel O'Connor, good morning to all of you from New Zealand. Wonderful to see you here. Vilna Manning, love your view and fully agree. Uta, too much. All right. Too much. Did stop dairy and have been much better and less sick. Vilna Manning, she's agreeing. Stop eating gluten and sugar 3 years ago, feel so much better. And that's the thing. This is a great opportunity to just kick your butt and get you in there. Linnell Campbell says, my husband is loving the detox. Linnell, tell us a little bit about your husband there. Are you here? She must be.
Mary Ann, she slipped out for 2 minutes to kiss her kids goodnight, and she'll be back in a second. So
okay.
Maybe ask Leanne, and then you can ask Linnell.
I'm back.
I'm back. There you go. All right, Linnell, tell us about your husband. He's a veterinary surgeon, by the way. So.
Yes, I'm not Zoom ready. Sorry, squeezing cheeks. My husband, he's loving the program. He's had severe IBS for years, and also obviously his job is extremely demanding, and so he often comes home with a heavy head. He's just absolutely, I can't actually get over how much he's embraced this program. He hasn't been hungry once. He hasn't been grumpy once. He has had more energy than he's ever had in his life. He is completely embraced this. We started watching Game Changers that you recommended to us, Mary Ann, last night, and he said, that's it. I'm never eating meat again. He's completely turned around. His IBS symptoms are completely gone. He really has taken to the program tremendously well. So it's actually been easy. I know you said it's hard. The first 2 days are hard. I had a headache for the first 8 days, but I can honestly say it's been the easiest program I've ever followed in my life. I've had no cravings for anything, and I was a huge coffee drinker. So from my perspective, this program is the best I've ever experienced in my life. It's phenomenal. And the food is yummy.
Fantastic.
So nice.
Yeah, it is yummy. And I listen, Linnell, I need a video testimony from you and your husband because so many people don't want to read.
I've lost some more weight.
It's just your story, and it doesn't matter how much weight you've lost. It's the health issue. Weight's a non-issue. Healthy people eventually reach the right weight. The thing is that I've got piles and piles. I got like 74 pages of testimonies from people, okay? But people are lazy. They don't want to read the testimonies. They want to watch the people. So it can just be a little selfie on your phone. It's not a big, put some lipstick on if you feel you need to. You're gorgeous anyway.
I promise you at the end of the 30 days, I'll give you one. I will just add on this private group as well that you mentioned the cellulite, and I thought, no, it's not going to happen to me. Well, it's dramatically, I took before photographs, dramatically improved. Absolutely, it really is a life-changing program. So we must thank you for this.
Awesome. Fantastic. I'm not surprised because I know the power of the human body to repair itself. And every single time, you're not going to sort out all your health problems on the 30 days. It's a kickstart. It gets you going. You may have some really stubborn problems. You may have some really deep autoimmune disorders and things. But honestly, the longer you stay on the program, the more the body heals it. And the average person's body takes 2 to 8 years to sort out all the problems. In other words, you get to a place, and I'm not kidding, you get to a place where you have no medical bills anymore. Mark and I have not had medical bills due to ill health for 30 years now. I'm not kidding. You can check it out. We don't even have medical aid. We've got savings, and we make sure that it's there in case there's an accident. I know I should probably get a medical insurance for accidents or stuff like that. But and I know you're going to be shocked, I'd rather go to a state hospital, and I'll tell you why. Because the state hospital, doctors that are there really want to be doctors. They're not there for the money. They're not going to drug me for the sake of drugging me, because I know what happened when we took my grandson to the hospital, to the private hospital for a dog bite. They said he had to go to the ward and he had to sit in the bed. He couldn't sit in the casualty. For half an hour, he sat on the bed. This was when he was 3. He's now nearly 19, okay? So 16 years ago. Half an hour sitting on the bed, waiting for surgery on a Sunday night. When we got the bill, 1,500 Rand. 16 years ago, for him to sit on that bed for 30 minutes. They did everything to prolong the process. Oh no, we've got to wait until the food's digested in his stomach. But he'd eaten at like 4 o'clock, and it had just been a bowl of brown rice, and now it was like 6 o'clock. It was long gone out of his stomach. I studied nutrition. I know that a food on its own like that will be digested at night. No, 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 no. They operated at 11 o'clock at night. So it was a Sunday night, 11 o'clock. They charged these enormous fees. They quoted us 3,000 Rand. We got a bill for 15,000 Rand. I went and I fought with them. I got it right down to 7,000 Rand, but it was still more than double what they'd quoted me. And it was all these things that had gone and added on. Government hospitals don't do that. They're trying to save money. And I can tell you something, they're under such pressure. They work with so many people in emergencies. I would rather trust somebody there to sew my finger on than a doctor from a private hospital who doesn't deal with a lot of trauma and stuff like that. They're dealing with the wealthy people who've got pains and maybe appendicitis. I remember when my granddaughter's top of her finger was cut off when she slammed it in the door. She didn't. Another kid, we were on at the noonday gun up the mountain in Cape Town, and they were playing on the tanks, and the little boy slammed the door on her finger, and the whole top of her finger just literally got chopped off, and all it was sticking out. There's the finger, sounds gory, hanging on the thread like that. I don't know why I'm going down this road, but what happened is, and she was looking at this thing and saying, "What's this white thing in my finger?" She was in shock. We raced down the mountain to the nearest hospital, which was a private hospital, and the young intern, the doctor, young woman who was there, she got me aside and she said, "Listen, I shouldn't do this, but it's going to cost you 30,000 Rand to put the deposit down. And I'm not sure you're going to get the best service here, because the doctor who's on call to do the surgery and things like this doesn't work with children often. And he's been at lunch. It's Sunday lunch. He's going to have to wait 5 or 6 hours because he's had some wine, and he can't operate in the condition that he's not in a bad condition, but you're not allowed to operate if they can detect alcohol in. So what kind of doctor on call goes and drinks alcohol, okay? She said, "I'll tell you what you should do. Bundle yourselves back in the car, go to the Red Cross Children's Hospital. They're far more geared to children than we are." So off we went. I was ready to take my credit card and just pay the 30,000 Rand. Went to the children's hospital. They let us in. Beautiful hospital, beautiful buildings, everything brand new, okay? They got her in there. They operated on her. They saved her fingertip. Her nail grows a bit funny, kind of a little bit like a claw, and it's got to get filed down, and then it looks okay. But she's got full use of it. The nerves all work. She can feel pain. Her finger bleeds, everything else. And when we left, we said, "How much do we owe you?" They said, "How?" We said, "How?" They said, "How old is she?" And she was 4 or 5. And they said, "No, she's under 6. She's free." Didn't have to pay a cent. And it was the best job that anybody done. Anybody else who saw it said, if she hadn't come here, she would have lost the top. It's this third of her finger here. She would have lost the whole finger, and she didn't lose it. So getting back to things like this, why was I going down this road talking about doctors and hospitals and stuff? Not having medical bills due to ill health. That's what I was talking about, that we don't have medical aid. We've honestly got to that point where even if I got corona, I'd go on juices and stay at home and let my body repair itself. And a lot of people I know have got corona, lots, and they stayed at home and they recovered. They went onto juices, they drank their barley, they took their just carrots, and they made fresh juices as well, and stayed in bed and recovered within 4 or 5 days. Okay. Right. Linnell says, what an amazing testimony. Okay, that's so encouraging. Where was I? I fully agree. The program is, Alicia, yes, they are. Wait. Let me go back. My husband's loving the detox. When will the fragrance-free deodorant cream be back in stock? Uta, you can phone tomorrow and find out. I'll find out from Mark, and he can tell me. I'll get back to you. The one with the deodorant is lovely. It's got beautiful essential oils. It's got beautiful essential oils. There's a peppermint one, and there's another one with I forget what it is now. I can hear somebody talking in the background. Do you want to ask a question? Hello? Okay. All right. What are your views on having the shingles vaccine? I wouldn't have it at all. It's a herpes virus. You can't have vaccines are not going to stop you from getting the herpes at all, at any level. I used to get fever blisters as a kid. I got shingles when I was pregnant. It was something I commonly got. I only got it from a spider bite. It was a bad spider bite, and I was bad. The shingles was really bad. It went all the way down my leg for 2 days. I just drank carrot juice and I drank barley, just liters of carrot juice and barley, just all day long, and took composure. 2 days later, the pain was gone, and after that, it was just sensitive if clothes touched it. So I wore very loose clothing, and I was fine. I was back at work. The best way for your body to actually is to live in a way that your viruses don't multiply in your body easily. One of the most powerful antiviral things you can put into your body is Barley Life. From the day I started taking Barley Life, I used to always get warts on my feet and on my hands, and I always got fever blisters. And I had a wart on my finger that just fell off, and it was a wart that they had to keep cutting it out. I had a planter's wart in my foot there. I'd had it cut out 2 or 3 times. When I was 17, I had it cut out. They gave me a general anesthetic. And I couldn't wake up for 3 days because I reacted so badly to the general anesthetic. It grew back after all of that. When I started taking Barley Life, within 3 months, all the warts were gone, never got fever blisters again. Even when I've gone into the sun and I've been very tired, or I've had something very high in arginine, you take lysine to counteract it. Things like eggs would give me a fever blister, so I stopped eating them years ago because of it. So even if I did any of that stuff while I'm on Barley Life, anything will happen. I get a slight tingle, I'd pull on some aloe jelly and it would go away, just gone completely. So I haven't had a fever blister. But here's the thing, that when you follow a diet that's antiviral like I do, the chances of you getting shingles is very, very rare. As I said, the only reason I got it was spider bite, and I'd been under incredibly extreme stress at the time. I can't remember whether it was before or after the fire. There was something going on that was really stressful, and I tend to internalize my stress. So between the spider bite and that, it was just a trigger. But my body recovered super fast from it. A lot of people just don't recover from shingles, and it goes on and on and on and on and on. Literally 2 weeks later, all I had was discolored skin all the way down my legs, and I haven't had any scarring at all from it. Whereas previously, when I had shingles, before I changed my diet, I've got scars on my wrist from getting shingles here. So all other products available internationally, Amsterdam or Netherlands to be exact, they are available. They get shipped to you from the UK. In the UK and in Europe, you're not going to get the herbal fiber blend. You use the fit and fiber, which the herbal fiber blend gets rid of parasites. Fit and fiber doesn't get rid of parasites because there's no actual herbs in it. What there is water soluble fiber. It tastes delicious. It's got lovely natural peach in it. It's very delicious tasting compared to herbal fiber blend, which is quite disgusting. In fact, I drink herbal fiber blend in peak endurance because the peak endurance is so delicious. That's what I'm drinking in my glass here. It's so delicious. I drink it like a juice. But I put it into the herbal fiber blend, and then I'll drink the herbal fiber blend. But you can take herbal fiber blend capsules, so don't panic about it. But in the UK and in Europe, you can't get the herbal fiber blend, so we recommend Fit and Fiber and Flora Food, which is your friendly intestinal bacteria. It's wonderful, those two together. They help to get rid of all the old fecal matter. Composure is in the UK. Hey, Laura, are you there? I think
Yes.
Composure, yeah, it is.
Yes.
Everything else is in the UK. It's just the herbal fiber blend.
And herbal release is not in the
And
UK
herbal
either.
release is not available. So instead of that, you take the Composure, because the Composure's got some of those herbs in it, and it does help to a certain extent. Okay. Right. Alicia, yes, they are. Okay. I fully agree with how easy the program's in. I've loved the first program so much that I'm doing it now for the second time. That's fantastic, Corinne. Can you tell us how you benefited from it? Tell me the benefits. Anybody's been on it before and benefited from it? Tell us how much weight you've lost. I'm going to speak to Leanne. I've got to talk to her. She's got an amazing story to tell. Wow, Linnell, thank you so much for encouraging. What an amazing testimony. We need to start the 30-day detox. Absolutely. I'm on day 13. I can honestly say it's not hard. So listen, it can be hard for some people. I know it was hard for Laura's husband, Brad. Is he over his headaches, Laura?
Yeah, the headaches have ceased for the last 2 days, so that's good.
Okay. And he's still starving, or is he eating more now?
It's day 10 today.
Mm. Okay, so you're off the raw and onto some cooked. So he's happy, I'm sure.
Yeah.
First 2 days were difficult, but you don't crave anything, and there's loads of food, and it's nice, and you have so much energy that you don't even want any of the stuff you usually wanted. Anyone can do it, and the support on the WhatsApp groups are incredible. It really is. You know, with everybody taking photographs of what they made and talking about their symptoms, and people saying, yeah, I was on it before, like Corinne, you can say, I was on it before, I'm doing it again, I feel amazing. I know one lady who's just keep rotating. She just wants to lose a lot of weight. So she's just doing the first 9 days and repeating the 9 days. How far is she now, Laura? How many 9 day cycles has she done?
Um, I think it's
Anna.
about she's about a month and a half, or maybe even 2 months now of doing it.
Okay. So she just keeps rolling over the 9 days. Do you know how much weight she's lost? I know she was trying to lose a lot of
I
weight.
do. I just don't have it right now. I'll have a look for you.
Okay. You can have a look and tell us that. Okay. All right. Right. Laura. Not Laura. Sorry. Leanne, please share your testimony. That's the beautiful Leanne sitting up there with her gorgeous smile. She and her husband Nick have done the program, and their story is amazing. Please share it with us.
Thanks, Mary Ann. Hello, everybody. Yeah, so my husband and I did the detox in July, and I can honestly say it's been an answer to my prayers, and it's been life-changing. I knew that I needed to do something about my health. I take my health very seriously. I had a cancer diagnosis 5 years ago, and it was quite serious. And thankfully, I've been fine. And I've recently just done my 5-year checkups, and everything's great. There's no concerns. But I'd put on so much weight, and I really wasn't feeling great. My energy levels were really low. And I knew I thought to myself, what have I actually done about my health? What have I really changed about my diet since I had my diagnosis? So this program was just amazing. You know, I think within a week, I started to see the most amazing changes in terms of my energy levels. My skin cleared up. I battled with eczema for about 10 years. I had terrible eczema on my hands, and I mean, it's completely gone away. It's the first thing that's worked. I've tried dermatologists, I've tried lotions, potions. Nothing's ever worked, but cleaning up my diet helped clean up my skin. So yeah, so that was just some of the benefits. Sleeping better. I started sleeping through the night. I used to wake up. My husband said I was so restless. Sleeping well. My hair it's been better. I was noticing my hair was falling out. That stopped. Yeah, just so many things for me. And then obviously, as I was concentrating on health, my weight started to come off. So I lost 5.5 kgs on the detox. My husband lost 9 kilograms on the detox. And now we are, I think, 73 days post the detox, and I've lost 17 kilos. My husband's lost 21. So we've basically just kept the detox going. We felt so good that we decided not to change our diets a lot. Nick's introduced a little bit of animal protein once a week, but I've kept to eating the raw and the veggies, and I haven't had anything from an animal in 3.5 months. and I've never felt better. So my energy is up. I had some checkups with my doctor, and the doctor said your cholesterol's perfect, your iron is excellent, your glucose is perfect, your blood pressure is excellent. Like everything was just amazing. So, and I struggled with insulin resistant, and that's actually corrected now as well. So yeah, I really encourage all of you to do this program. You know, I'm speaking from my heart, and I'm speaking from experience to say it's really life-changing. And I'm so thankful for Mary Ann and for Laura, who's been a wonderful support to me, and the group conversations and the support and the friendships actually that I've made doing this have been just so amazing, and I've just loved it. So I'm passionate about it. I've been sharing it with as many friends as I can, because I really just want to see people feel well. There's no need for us to feel unwell. You know, if you're eating healthy and you're eating the right food, it changes everything. And my husband's the same. He said to me going into this, I'm not going to become a vegan. And I said, well, neither am I. I don't even like the word vegan. I said, I just want us to eat healthy. And now he's saying, like, more veggies, more salads. He's having maybe meat once a week, and he's happy with that.
Yeah,
So,
and you really, I hate the word vegan as well. It sounds like you're some kind of religious cult. Whole food, plant-based, that's where we are. It's a whole food, plant-based lifestyle, and some people will have a bit of chicken or fish or a bit of meat occasionally, and others won't. But we shouldn't be critical of each other. You got to find your sweet spot where you actually at your best health. And for you, especially with cancer, you've got to be careful of animal products, because animal protein is the thing that pulls the trigger of the gun that's loaded with processed foods and preservatives and additives that triggers cancer in the body. So it's not a good idea to have animal products anyway, and you've just naturally left them, which is interesting. Your body's telling you what to do and you've listened to it.
I've never been a big meat eater, but I have enjoyed the odd chicken or the odd steak. Red meat I didn't eat a lot of, but now I don't really even feel like it. And that's obviously my body's getting the right nutrients. I don't feel like I'm deprived of anything. I've tried the odd cup of coffee, but I haven't really enjoyed it. I'm preferring Mary Ann's malted carob. That's my little treat now. I don't have it every day, but I have a little treat. And also just to share, I've had 3 friends on the detox. I've actually had 5 very close friends do it.
Yes.
And I've received the most beautiful messages from them. They've actually made me cry. You know, I started to think how, Mary Ann, you must feel hearing these.
I do. I still cry when I get your testimonies. And I say to Mark, listen to this. And then as I'm telling him, I choke up. And I'm like, it's so miraculous. The more I do this, the more I'm convinced there is absolutely a God, because the human body is so well designed. It's the only thing that can, even animal bodies do it as well. They repair themselves. An animal will lie still and let its leg heal if it's broken its leg. It doesn't go and have surgery. It just lies still in a position and then the leg heals. So this body just repairs itself. And you just see people like, Leanne, the change in you is you don't even look like the same person. You are hiding away in the couch. Now you're like full in the camera and
I'm so tired. I'm not tired anymore. Amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm going for my walks. That's part of the program. Get outside, get your vitamin D, go for walks.
Yeah.
And when I don't do it, I miss my exercise. I mean, I used to be a big swimmer. I need to get back into doing that, but I'm loving going out and doing the walks. But the lovely testimony that I've received, sorry, I just to share.
No, tell us.
Today, actually, a friend that's on the detox who on the weekend, on day 3, was ready to quit. She sent me a message. She said, I feel so terrible. I can't do this. And I said, you know what? You can do this. Just persevere. And I spoke to Laura, and Laura spoke to Mary Ann and just gave her a few tips on what to do. Today, she sent a message saying, this is day 11. So from saying I can't do this, today she said, this is life-changing. I have never felt better. And that's between day 3 and day 11. So it's just amazing. And I remember I got to day 7 and I started to feel better.
Yeah.
The first week I felt terrible. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I had a headache. I had a rash. but I realized my body was dealing with all these toxins, and I'd had radiation and stuff, cancer treatment. So I think all of that was probably coming out. I had headaches. But sure, suddenly you turn the corner and you start to, Nick was laughing at me. He's like, who are you? I had so much energy, like in the evenings. Normally I'd be so tired, and I'd wake up saying, right, let's get up, not go, oh no, is it morning? Do I have to get up?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh,
and the
it's
change in
amazing.
my husband too, he's going for 5K walks now, and he's just feeling really good about himself, and he's buying
So,
me
Leanne, I need that video testimony from you and your husband. You really, really, I know you
I will
maybe
do.
don't feel like you were exactly where you want to be yet. Everybody's like, no, I'm going to wait until everything's perfect. But it mustn't be that. It must be your journey, and you can do another one, because your testimony is so powerful. And I know there are people here listening to you and thinking, like, I can't believe that she's saying this. She must be paid to say it. I don't know Leanne from anywhere before. I met her here on this detox program. She's friends with Laura, from what I understand.
Well, I
Did
only
Laura
met
bring you in?
her doing the detox program.
Oh,
I
okay.
can honestly say I was praying, and God steered me to this program. That's all I can say. If you believe that, that's great. If not, I'm just letting you know that's because I knew
Oh,
I
I
had
believe it.
done my
I
health.
totally believe it, because the miraculous stories I hear from people, I'm like, God sent these people. It's just like I was in the right place. And I'm so grateful to God that He's given me the privilege to be involved with you on your journeys. I'm like, this is the best thing this is the best job I could ever do in the whole world, because I get the privilege to meet all these wonderful people, journey with you, and then hear these amazing stories. And it's mind blowing. It really is. I'm tired of hearing the testimonies, and they're all different. They go from the one woman had been to chiropractor and to physiotherapy and to this specialist physician and that specialist physician, and just this whole long list of things that she'd done. And then literally the same thing, week 2 on the program, and like her health had turned around. And that's what makes me realize how powerful forgiveness is, because you can abuse your body, abuse your body, abuse your body, abuse your body. You start eating properly, and literally within 10 days, 2 weeks, you start to feel the difference. Your body just forgives you and starts to like, woohoo, let's have a party. And you've got energy, and look at you. It's amazing.
The thing is, I used to crave sugar. Definitely, I had a sugar crave. I don't even think about sugar. Like today, I had a delicious smoothie with dragon fruit and black currant, like berries, and I put some pro peas in, and that was delicious. Like, I feel like that's now I don't even think about the sugar. I don't think about chocolates. I'm not saying maybe I will never have it again, but at the moment, I just don't feel.
It's just, you actually, when you're feeding your body properly, you don't actually have to give up anything, because your body just rejects it. You just don't feel like it. Everybody said that to me in the 100 Days to Health as well. People tell me, I don't feel like chocolate. Some of the girls were saying, I went and ate ice cream because I love ice cream and I wanted to know that I could still have it. And she said, like, it didn't taste nice anymore. And that's what happens. Your blood chemistry changes, and the things that you love that are not ideal for your body just rejects, because it's actually like, I don't want this in here. Your taste buds are like, woo, that's not very nice stuff. And the sweet things you used to eat, you'll find are way too sweet. You're like, oh my word, I can't eat that. It's way too sweet. I could drink 2 cans of condensed milk straight after each other, and I'd get a hoarse throat from it. I'd go, not be able to speak for a couple of hours because of all that sugar going down my throat. I'd suck it out of the can. I could eat 12 Cook Sisters. I can't even think about looking in that direction. I can stand in those aisles, and this Woolworths is probably one of the worst, but even Clicks, I had to go in and get something for my mother the other day, and standing in that, you run the gauntlet of that aisle that goes up and down. There's just sweets and candies and chocolates and all these things, and things they never made. And I look at this stuff and I think, it's like foreign to me. How can people buy that stuff and put it into their bodies? Clearly, there's nothing good in there. There's nothing good in a packet of brightly colored worms or a chocolate or a and once you haven't eaten it for a long time, it's bizarre to even think of eating it. And that's where you might one day feel like a chocolate and have it, and then you're like, oh, that's not very nice. I actually prefer carob, or prefer a date. Which reminds me, I've got some dates in the fridge. I love keeping my dates in the fridge, and then you eat them and they're more like toffees then. And raisins in the freezer. Oh, that's a good one. Anyway, Leanne, thank you so much
But
for your
thank you so
testimony.
much. Thanks for
I
your
need that testimony.
share and
And
yeah,
your friends' testimonies as well. Send
and
them
I
on.
received another one as well. The one that
Yes,
really made me
please.
cry was my friend who's had IBS her whole, probably her adult life. And and so she said to me, Lee, what are you doing? Like I can see something's going on with you. And so I said, no, I'm doing this detox. And she said, okay, will it help my IBS? And I said, yes, it will. She said, do you promise? I said, I promise. I'm saying to you, yes. I'm putting my head on the block saying it's going to help you. And yo, she sent me the loveliest message. And she just said, because of your passion for this, I did this. And she said, it's no longer a problem at all. She said, I'm having a regular movement every day. And that was, I would go days without going to the toilet.
Oh, wow.
So,
That's amazing.
wow. I mean, that was just amazing.
It's
So,
quite a thought that every time she goes to the toilet, she could be thinking about you.
so, I mean, it's
But
a
it is.
natural thing to do, but some people really
I
struggle with it.
know.
I can't
I know.
imagine.
I've known people not to go to the toilet for 2 weeks.
Oh,
2
no.
weeks. I met a guy who had regular bowel movements. He'd constipated from when he was a baby. He says his mother had to actually literally dig the feces out of him in the beginning because nothing made his stomach work. And he lived on laxatives his whole life. And I was still in private practice consulting in those days. And I had a bowl of dried peaches with dried nectarines, I think. And I said to him, you can taste them because I said, you can eat dried fruit. He says, dried fruit, that's disgusting. It looks disgusting. I said, you haven't tasted it. Taste these dried nectarines. Man, he took that bowl. He said, can I take them home with me? And I said, yeah, sure. And he phoned me 2 hours after he got home to tell me he had a bowel movement. That dried fruit made his stomach work so comfortably. He said he couldn't believe it. At first, comfortable just from eating some dried fruit, because some people just don't eat fruit at all. They just don't eat it. They don't eat vegetables. I asked somebody I remember doing with private practice. I'd have to fill in all their forms, and it's one of the things I'm going to be doing online is doing consultations basically online and then supporting them in a group with a new course I'm working on. Oh gosh, some of the people I'd say, what vegetables do you eat? And they would say to me like, potatoes, is that vegetables? Because that's the only vegetable I eat. It's the only thing I eat that grows out of the ground. No fruit, no green veggies, no salads, nothing raw. And one of the girls in Canada she's involved with the community exercise program, and she actually works for the Canadian government. She's on the 100 days, and all she did to the people that she works with was get them to eat raw food before they cooked food. That's all she told them to do. And she said, in all her years of working with people with exercise, never once has she's done 2 nutrition courses. She took the nutrition courses that she had and she was trying to apply it to them. It never helped anybody. She said just putting people on raw before cooked had such a profound effect on them that she actually signed up to study our full-time nutrition course, because she said that information actually helped these people tremendously. So it was an interesting thing to actually see that. I mean, just raw food. It's actually the food and the body responding really well together. That's all there is. And as I say, the 100 days gives you a nice understanding of that. And of course, reading the books. You should be reading Perfect Weight, which should be sent to you. That will be sent to you in a PDF format. It's a book that I wrote on weight, but it's really all about the endocrine or the hormonal system. And so there are certain chapters that you should be reading. The first chapter that you should be reading in Perfect Weight is the section on fasting and detoxification, so you fully understand. So when you start, you should have read that chapter, because what's going to happen when you sign up and you let Claudia and Laura know that you've paid for the products or paid for the program, whichever you prefer, and then what happens is the first thing that happens, you'll be sent your booklet, your 30-day booklet, which gives you all your recipes, your program, and in the what was the thing that I was saying, Laura? What have I left out? You'll be
You're talking
getting the
about
list
the
of
book,
products.
about the reading before.
Oh, you'll get the book, you'll get the program, you'll get the Perfect Weight in PDF, You'll get your little booklet that you follow with all the 30 days, exactly how you need to eat every day. You get the list of products that you need to order and the optional products if you prefer them. And that I explain to you clearly what each product's for. And you can see on the program how you need it. And then you need to be, the first thing you need to do when you get that book is read the chapter on fasting detoxification. I think it's chapter 7 or chapter 10. Just look in the index. It tells you which chapter it is. Read that one so you fully understand what you're going through and you don't panic. There's no need to panic. You've got a support from your facilitator, and the facilitator is supported either by a natural health consultant or myself. And I ask anybody's questions nobody else can ask. So we're basically coming up to closing time. Any other questions? I'd like to share too, please. Yes, Laura, you're going to share again. And that was me, physio, cortisone injections, chiropractor, and even an orthopedic surgeon on day 8 of the program, and my pain was gone. Absolutely. Delia says, how encouraging, ladies. Thank you. All right. Laura, it's your turn. You share.
Okay, so I'm aware of the time, so I just want to kind of wrap up with sharing with you. So I looked up that that there's a lady who Marianne mentioned. She's been doing the day 1 to 9 cycle, and she's been doing it for 8 weeks now. She, just to tell you, she's lost 10 kilograms, and she progressed from starting walking she was only able to walk 600 meters, and she's now walking 3 kilometers every day. And because of her medical condition, she's actually being monitored by her doctor, who's very impressed. You know, we started running these groups in July. So we have run now 4 groups, and it is completely addictive. I love working with everybody on the program because we see changed lives. And that's why I know this works. Like today, we literally had one person on our current detox. You know, he couldn't close his fist. He had arthritis, and 2 days in, he's actually on day 3, and he can actually close his fingers for the first time. So it's been such an exciting journey. And if just as Marianne mentioned, so when you join up, and we highly recommend that you get the products that you need, because they are going to support you, and we will assist you to get them at the wholesale price. So you're not going to pay the retail price. You're going to get a welcome email that I'll send you, and it will have some steps that you need to follow in the week prior, the build up. That you need to cut down on the coffee. You're going to need to include some raw, what you need to read. You're going to get a free copy of Mary Ann's PDF book, Perfect Weight, The Natural Way. And then you'll get added. We have a Facebook group, which is a sort of a general group where we put announcements and share some info. But then your facilitator will also have their own WhatsApp group with you. And the thing about this program that makes all the difference is the support, because you have people you can reach out to. You're journeying with a group. If you try and do this in isolation, it just doesn't work, because you lose the plot. Because if it's a difficult day and you've got a throbbing headache, you can't lose face and out, because everybody knows that you're doing this. So you're kind of holding one another accountable. You're encouraging one another. I am doing the detox with my group this time. And, you know, it's such an incredible experience. So your facilitator, who the person that invited you to the call this evening, will send you information. They'll send you a breakdown of exactly what you need to do, exactly what the products are, how you can order them. So facilitators on the call, just make sure to contact everybody who you invited along this evening, and we'll get you going. I do recommend that you sign up by Friday, because that's going to give you a week. You need to get your products in time, and there is some preparation, particularly the coffee drinkers. You're gonna want to start tomorrow already cutting down. It'll make the crash and burn a whole lot less. So yes, so thank you, Mary Ann, for this opportunity to just be involved in this program with you. I absolutely love it. And Mary Ann knows I'm like, yeah, it's another detox group. So every Monday night we're on with you. We answer your questions. I'm there for you in the week. Mary Ann's online. And yeah, I would encourage you, if you can do this program, do it. It's the last one for 2020. So it's a chance to get yourself fixed up and ready for the amazing season coming.
Right, thank you. Thank you, Laura, for that. I thank you all for attending. As I said, if you're going to join, get hold of the person who invited you, or get hold of Laura, or get hold of Claudia. Claudia is info@naturalway.co.za. I'll just add it here into the group so that you can check there. And Laura, I'll put Laura, type your address in there as well, please, Laura. Info, oh gosh, that's not info at natural. Today. Claudia works with me, and she organizes all the admin stuff. So, and then Laura at higherliving.me. You can contact those two addresses and find out exactly what you need to do. And then I will meet you on the 2nd of November and we'll get going and you'll have a wonderful journey and you'll be very excited about it. And the thing is, you'll go into the December holidays less inclined to pig out and eat badly because you'll be feeling so good. So you'll eat less badly than you have in the previous ones. And hey, come January, you can do another 30-day detox or get into the 100 days to health straight after that. The 100 days to health run through the holidays because the 100 days to health is not a detox program, it's a program for life. So you can do the 100 days during Christmas and during New Year and during birthdays and weddings and parties. You get a track to run on, you understand what you're doing, and it's such a little adjustment that you can go out and celebrate. You just get back straight on back onto your track. It's a for life program. And it's, as I say, you can do it any time of the year. So the 100 days are always starting throughout the year because it doesn't really matter. It's, as I say, it's a program for life. It's a track that you run on. The 30-day detox, the last 20 days, or as I say, the way Mark and I eat, it's more extreme than the 100 days. So if you're wanting to join the 100 days, then just let Claudia or Laura know, and we'll put you onto the group and send you the link for next week if you'd prefer to do that. But hey, after hearing Leanne and Laura's stories and all the others, I think everybody's really ready to go. And make sure that you're getting the products at the wholesale price, as Laura says. I've got too much Dutch blood in me to pay the full price for anything. So go with the wholesale prices there. Thank you very much for all your time. God bless you all. I hope you all join us because it's a wonderful journey and you get to make some amazing friends and you learn all about your body and it's wonderful being healthy. It really is. It improves everything. It makes you're able to work better. Your relationships are better. You are calmer. You're less irritable. And you save an enormous amount of time and money because you're not spending it on all this stuff all the time and trying to investigate and find out what's wrong with you and blood tests and this test and that test. So it's worth it just saving all the money. Most people literally save the money in the first month that they're on. Most people are spending more than the products cost them, and you don't need to carry on with all those products afterwards. Once you're finished, if you give us a written or an email or video testimony, then we give you the 30 days maintenance program after that. And then you'll see just how very easy it is to carry on. It's just an amazing program. Thank you very much. I'm going to love you and leave you. Good night to those of you in nighttime. Good morning to those that are here in the daytime. And we'll see you on the 2nd of November. Thanks a lot. Good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Right.
Bye.